Welcome along guys, back in the garage again for the next part of the GSXR update. It's been really pleased with how this is going so far. We've had the Nitron suspension put onto it, which has sorted out the handling. Not that there was anything wrong with it in the first place, but it's just optimised it for my frame, my large bulk. We've got the Brock's titanium Predator system on it, which is fantastic. Lost a few more pounds because of that install, and it sounds great, and there's definitely some performance improvements there, but we'll take it to the dyno to see what those are a bit later on. We've got the Race Fastness titanium goodies on it. We've also got the GB Racing crash protection. We've got the cruise control, the MC cruise control on it. So it's really coming together. In this episode, we're going to be doing a bit of bolting on and just optimising the feel of the bike by fitting these Gillies rear sets and some other levers and some other bits and pieces. So let's get on with it. So here's the good stuff. The other rear set is already on, the main bulk of it. I haven't put the gear shaft on it yet, so I've got to install that, but I've literally bolted it on. We've got levers from UK Race Support, which is what's used in the BSB, on the BSB Suzukis. We've got some Race Torx titanium axle nuts, titanium bobbins. So there's a few bits and bobs to bolt onto the bike now. We've also got the gold chain and sprocket kit, so depending how we get on with the timing in this one, that may go on as well. But I think looking at the instructions to the rear sets, these could keep us busy for a little while. So these are the standard rear sets, apart from the little carbon heel guard which I've got on there from Moto Composites, but they're pretty decent. They're a decent height, the standard rear sets, and I certainly don't want to bring things up any higher. The reason really for fitting the Gillies rear sets is to make it more comfortable for touring, so I've got the option to lower the pegs further if I'm going to do, I could say, a trip on the bike, which I'm hoping to do this year, hopefully down to Germany. So, you know, that's one reason. Have the ability to bring the pegs lower to make it even more comfortable, even though this isn't particularly uncomfortable at the moment. And to make it a better fit and finish. I mean, these are okay, but they're cast pegs, you know, they don't look great. It's a much more premium feel with the Gillies, and being gold, being a gold tart, I wanted to bring a bit of colour to the bike as well. I do love a bit of bling bling. So first things first, I think we'll take off these babies. You've also got the rear master cylinder to think about when you're taking this off. So this is probably the most complicated side, so I'm going to start with that first. Now it's just a case of taking it off of the pedal here. It's got a little split pin. Now you've got to take off the rear brake light switch, which is here. So that's the rear set all off. My scales are playing up. Oh, I'd weigh it, bloody thing. Spring attached. New screws. What I have managed to get, which is rather splendid, is the Super Duke titanium disc bolts. They're actually the same size as the ones for the rear set, so we're swapping the mounting hardware for titanium. Why change the habit of a lifetime? Okay, getting there now. So mounted. The spring's on for the brake light switch. The whole brake needs adjusting yet. It's got to mount it at the back here, then mount it here with the plates, guard plates, and I think we're nearly done, apart from the adjusting. adjust that brake light switch until she's right there. Bloody brilliant. Right, so that's them fitted. I think the adjustment on the brake lever looks about right for the foot position. Quite happy with that. Now you can loosen this main nut, pull everything away, rotate it up and down. That's the point. That's how the adjustability works with these. So I guess you loosen that. This cam comes out. Oh, that's great because you can move that independently of where the brake position doesn't move at the same time. So you could whack it right down like that. Then there's some adjustment on the brake pedal here to slide that back and forward. It's right forward at the moment. So that's quite nice. So you could, in theory, bring that right down like that and have ultra comfortable touring options. Go to the track, whack it up like that. So you can have it right back here and right down. Or right forward and right down. So the adjustment you've got there is incredible, isn't it? So you can have it further back, have them further forward, up and down. I like that. Where'd you start? Where'd you start with it? I'm going to bring it to about there, I think. Let's have it nice and comfortable for an old git. Bling it up. Now for this side, as I mentioned, I've already put on the basic rear set. So all we've got to put on is the gear indicator part. So it's the front section is what we need to fit, which could be tricky because it's where the quick shift and everything goes. So I think you've got to make sure it's going to be adjusted and in exactly the same position. It's this linkage here we need to take off and refit. So there we go, rear set's fitted. Bit harder than I thought it was going to be actually. Quite fiddly, getting the the quick shifter adjusted right, getting all the brake pedal adjusted right. Not too bad. Take your time. Probably took about an hour and a half to do that, would you believe? Just because it's the little nitty gritty getting it right, and it's still got to be adjusted on the road, of course. These do come in black, so if you're not into the gold bling, they do come in black, but I wanted to bring a bit of colour to the bike. There's a lot of black on all the fixtures, all the frames black, swinging arms black. I just wanted to bring a bit of colour in, and it matches the gold on the forks, of course, as well. So if you're interested in the rear sets, the Gilly stuff is top notch. I think the best available. Performance Parts is the place to buy it, and I'll put a link in the description. So check those guys out if you want some bling-a-ding-ding rear sets. Right, what's next? Next on the fit list, I think we'll get the levers fitted. Standard levers. You've got the adjuster. You've got the adjuster on the UK race support levers as well, but they're a little bit dull, a little bit boring, a little bit cast. So we're going to go for some billet jobbies. Billet it up. On the levers, it seems there's a choice of sort of race or road mode, track or road, and you've got a little extension pin which bolt screws into the lever here, so it operates your front brake light switch. Because on the standard lever, you see it's got this long piece here, so there's this pin which screws in here just to give you that option to use it on the road, which obviously I want to operate your front brake switch. Very nice. So we have to pull out the standard pin, there's the standard one, and then fit the slightly, I think it's supposed to be slightly thinner at the end, the pin which comes with the levers. Clutch side is much easier. It's just basically fit and forget. And of course the standard clutch lever doesn't have any adjustment on it at all to adjust the position of the lever. Whereas on these, not only do they pivot, well, they're unbreakable because they pivot here. If you unfortunately have an off, you don't break your lever. And you've got an adjustable span button here as well to adjust the lever in and out, so you don't get that on the standard ones. Very nice. Sexy. Gorgeous. Love it. Well, next up, I'm going to put on the Race Torx sorry, is it rear? I think it's a rear wheel nut in titanium, and a couple of the bobbins. Now I might only be able to fit one of the bobbins because I need an extended bobbin to work with the ABBA stand. I'll show you about that in a minute. Also, remember the Brox video where I had to reuse the, let me show you, I had to reuse the standard footrest for the exhaust hanger because the Pipeworks one was too long? Well, R&G have come to the rescue with one of their GSXR exhaust hangers. So I'm also going to bang that bad girl on, and they've also provided one of the blanking adapters for the other side where you take the footrest off, so that's got to go on as well. Pure porn. Okay, what is immediately apparent with this Race Torx stuff, you get a nice bit of copper grease with it, which is nice. You also get, because these are race fastenings, a bit of lock wire to lock wire it for racing if you wanted. And you can see it's considerably bulkier than the standard nut, so I bought a new set of scales just for the purpose. Standard 51 grams, Race Torx titanium 39 grams, and it's considerably more beefy. I'll talk it later. Beautiful. Oh yeah, 327. R&G 147. Weight loss. All fitted with a sexy titanium bolt, because last time I'd used an extra long bolt to fit through the passenger foot peg. Now we've gone back to a Super Duke disc titanium bolt. That looks a lot better than that horrible passenger footrest on there. Okay, I'm going to push the bike outside now, get some video just to show it off. Oh yeah.